So today I am talking about A Very Easy Death by Simone de Beauvoir. This isn't the type of book I would normally read, but I wanted to start reading Simone de Beauvoir stuff. I've heard a lot about her and ashamedly haven't read anything yet. And this was a really short book, and it seemed like a really good way to get used to how she writes and all that kind of stuff. So I picked it up in my local book cycle shop. So the book cycle in Exeter, where I'm from, is basically you go in and you can take 3 books per person per day, and you donate any money you want. So you can give them 2p a book, which I think personally is a ridiculous amount of money, but it's a really good concept because it brings literature and it brings books to people who might not necessarily have the money to go into somewhere like Waterstones or access to the internet and things like that. I just think it's a really good scheme. They send books over to developing countries, which I think is brilliant. And what else do they do? Others have a seed bank where you can swap seeds. So yeah, if you're around the Exeter area and you fancy going down to the book cycle, I definitely recommend it. My friend found second edition Edgar Allan Poe in there. And again, that's the type of book that you can just give them any money for. I think she gave a couple of quid. But yeah. Anyway, back to de Beauvoir. So it was a really, really short book, which was nice for me at the moment because I'm really caught up in all my university reading. So it's nice to take a break from my reading list and be able to read just something that I wanted to read, because reading for fun is amazing and I don't get to do it very often. But despite it being a really short book, I felt that there was a lot of impact. It was definitely a hard-hitting book. So essentially the book is an account of her mother's death and sort of the period before she died. She was ill, and it's interspersed with anecdotes and kind of nice little stories, and I just thought it was a really interesting book. I really liked it. I liked the frankness of it. There wasn't any trying to, pretty up death, because death isn't a nice thing, and I thought it was very honest, and I really, really appreciated that. The book had a lot of really thought-provoking moments as well, and de Beauvoir had quite a lot of interesting discussions about the concept of death and what death was and what death meant. Personally, I try not to think about death too much because my head gets all loopy and I basically get stuck and I can't stop thinking about dying for like 3 days. But I didn't find that with this book. I still found it quite interesting and thought-provoking, which I thought was really good. And there are some fantastic quotes throughout the book. I didn't write any down, and unfortunately I'm in Falmouth and the book is in Exeter, but definitely have a Google, go on Goodreads. That's a really amazing place to go and get some quotes. I also use Goodreads. I keep a list of all the books I'm reading, all the books I've read, and all the books I want to read on there. I don't do reviews on there, I just do my reviews here, but I do tend to give a star rating, so if you fancy checking that out, I have linked on my profile, so that's good. Reading A Very Easy Death definitely made me want to read more of de Beauvoir stuff. She had a really lovely prose style. I loved the way it was written. It was so easy to read. And there weren't any chapters in the book, but there were sections, which was interesting. So it was kind of, I think that's because it wasn't necessarily a fiction book. It wasn't a short story or a novella. It was a frank telling of a period of her life. And the book had very short sentences throughout, which made it quite staccato, but I thought that was quite fitting. It kind of, it's quite an uneasy topic. It was quite a uncomfortable topic at times. So the short sentences helped because it didn't make it seem flowery and overdone and overthought. I just thought the whole way the book was written really complemented what it was talking about. It made it easy to read. It was just a really honest book about the entire situation. Every detail was honest. And I really, really appreciated that. I think a lot of the time, especially with women, there's this whole Ophelia thing, and female death tends to be represented as very, very beautiful, and it happens in crime dramas. You see women just laid there There's no blood or anything like that, but this was a very frank and a very honest book, and I really, really enjoyed it, and I definitely recommend that everybody reads it. So, this is just a short video today because it was a short book. There's not so much to talk about. But thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll get some more videos up soon. And yeah, bye!